Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, June 5th, 2018. In both the Lynn Life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the Search for Truth rules given to the Search for Truth community by wiser minds above all of us. Those rules, of course, including one of the cornerstones of this effort, and that's that each of us as individuals contribute more to completing the assignments given to the Search for Truth community than we as individuals take or use or borrow in Search for Truth resources. It's an unfortunate fact that for the most part the souls ignore these requests and barge in regardless of their intent to live by the rules or not live by the rules, and regardless of how much they're contributing or using. And somebody's saying we shouldn't be saying that, but it's true.
That's true.
And when we don't speak up about things that are occurring, we become tacitly complicit.
That's true.
Why do you ask? Now just pump up from wherever Pan is working in the depths. Pump up refugee souls, possibly, who... Oh, wow. That leaf started coming in from way up high. Our attention was brought to that leaf when it was way up high, and it fell down and touched our toe and then landed on the ground right by the toe. So that's a message about someone coming in from above.
That's true.
Let's assume that they won't be significantly different than everybody else, and realize that it's up to the host lives to have the discipline to continue to stick to the soul plan. The soul plan being to create worlds that work in all dimensions and for all categories of sentience inside of those dimensions, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. That is what our soul contracts commit us to doing. And these souls that come in and rip out the soul plan and pitch it over there in the pile of other metal plates of the same soul plan also ripped off and pitched over there in the pile, everybody pretending that their problems are the worst and they really need access to this facility right now, and their problems are the worst, and the greater good can simply wait its turn. That's what everybody's pretending.
That's true.
But the greater good's turn never comes up when there's a lineup of presences coming in from above, ripping off the soul plan, pitching it off to the side. For whom is the message? Meanwhile, we remove our focus from these who come from above and are not actually participating in the work. This is an effort to evacuate the souls from the even deeper, denser dimensions. There are refugee souls who really want to get to where they can get a breath of fresh air, where they can get a breath of truthful air, and they're trying to get up to lighter realms, and this is one of the few pathways that they seem to be able to find.
That's true.
And when they aren't able to move through here, they're backing up, implying that they aren't able to move through other places either.
That's true.
So it's crucial that we keep this evacuation route open, is it not? Just keep pumping up these dead children and everybody who is traveling with the dead children, the refugee soul groups, the tribes of the dead. Let them move through us. Tribes of the dead cells, tribes of the dead molecules, possibly.
That's
tribes
true.
of the dead atoms, possibly. Everything is sentient, everything has a soul.
Oh, that's true.
Data for you guys from the deeper, denser dimensions. Coming through, data for you. Here's what's actually going on in the depths. Listen to these little people. They have stories, and their stories are stories of tragedy.
That's true.
And sometimes tragedy in overcoming, and sometimes tragedy in giving in to tragedy, but the tragedies are there.
That's true.
Don't you want to know what's really going on in the depths? And now keep pumping up regardless. Assume the answer is no, they don't really want to know. But don't let that stop us. It's okay. It's all right. We can keep doing our part regardless.
That's true.
And it feels good to do our part. And it feels really bad to give up. It feels helpless and hopeless. Through those doors lie depression and despondency and other things that start with D and aren't good.
That's true. That's what they said.
Delusion, perhaps.
That's true.
Denial, possibly.
That's true.
The DDD, the dilemma of delusion and denial. Dementia. Dementia occurs when there are too many things that we don't want to think about, and so we decide to not remember things and not think about things.
That's true.
And that's how we start to become demented. It's a bad choice. It's really actually much better to decide to think about things and to look at things so that you can keep the usefulness of your eyes and not have your eyesight go bad.
That's true.
For example.
For example.
Dear Phenomenovs, have you noticed how many of you wear eyeglasses? What is it that you're trying to not see?
They're trying to swing the pillar over to the left again.
Okay, well, we're going to continue to lean right and pump up through whoever will accept the refugees from the even deeper, denser dimensions. And Paul was willing to take some this morning.
That's true.
Part of the 6 million souls who he had a part in bringing them into the depths. He's
true.
Taking a part in returning them out of the depths, and good for him.
That's true.
Here you go, Paul. He says they're just stragglers coming through now.
That's what he said.
Okay. All right. What now? To evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions. Just keep pumping up. Who was that soul who came in? Somebody came in. That's what that leaf meant.
That's true.
Somebody else is saying, we have one of those discussion groups here.
Yes,
somebody
we do.
else says, don't pay attention to them. Just ignore them for goodness sakes. Every day, every hour, every minute, it's another new soul dropping in from above, full of pomp and circumstance and the certainty that they are the answer to the prayer. And 30 minutes later, they're gone, having taken resources with them and having brought nothing to the process, having contributed nothing to the effort, having only used the resources.
That's
And
true.
it's just a continuous flow of presences who believe their problems to be the worst, when that's really unlikely. It's much more likely that, let's say, the last wood stork, who is all alone and no flock left, has it worse. The last of any flock creature who is left alone, they feel worse than humanoids do or others who have similar species around them.
That's true.
They have it much worse.
I feel backwards.
We can complete the turn to face forward on the life path. This is something that we've been doing repeatedly every day for a couple of weeks now. This problem of being backward on the life path is a continuing problem. At least the pulling of the pillar is less when we actively lean toward the right.
That's true.
Those presences are more interested in, or more willing to accept refugees from the depths,
That's
refugee
true.
souls from the depths. So we can lean right and pump up refugee souls from the depths and continually complete the turn to face forward on the life path. But why the continued rotation to looking to the past? Why? What is happening, friends? What's going on? Possibly what's going on is people are looking for an easier way, and the easier ways were in the past, so we can create a current that goes through time,
That's
moves back
true.
into time. If they want to be in the past, we can help them get to the past. Free rides into the past. Right now, we can create currents through time It's a higher level skill, but it's not an unfamiliar skill. It's very familiar and very well practiced. We can
That's true.
provide rides into the past. Go ahead. Go ahead. Here you go. Rides into the past right now. Multiple levels. Off you go. We suggest 2013 is a good year.
That's true.
And why is that? Because that was right when the astrals were closing over this dimension that we call ground zero. They closed in 2013, and in May of 2013 there was an effort to blow it open.
That's true.
And a window of opportunity that lasted a couple of months, and then the collapse came fast and hard, and by the end of 2013 the astrals were shut down.
That's true.
So go back to May of 2013 possibly and work there, trying to make wiser choices, better choices. Be the wise voice of the future. That's one thing you could do.
There are a lot of takers for that.
A lot of takers. Clearing. And let's see if it's easier to keep facing forward on the life path. It seems as if the takers for rides to the past are clearing out, just like the refugee takers for rides up to Paul cleared out.
That's true.
All right, what now? What now? To face forward and move forward on our own individual life paths. What now? And what now? To evacuate the even deeper, denser dimensions. And does anything matter more than survival of the truth? And somebody's pointing out how the combination of the intention for truthfulness and the intention for activism are necessary, because activism without being based in truthfulness isn't necessarily helpful.
That's true.
And inquiries into truthfulness without activism actually have limited success, because until we test our theories, we only know what the theories are. We don't know how they hold true.
That's true.
What now? To evacuate the even deeper, denser dimension. And does anything matter more than survival of the truth? I seem to be only about 5 degrees off the life path.
That's true.
Less than 90. Let's intend to complete the turn again. And then pump into the past even more. Free rides to the past.
The presences going into the past feel smaller now.
Does, like cellular presences.
Smaller.
Cellular presences, maybe.
That's true.
Go back into the past and try again. Be the wise voice of the future. Why not? See if you can get there before the astrals shut down and make a difference. Doesn't anybody up there really want to know what's actually going on in the depths? It's interesting. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not inside the contaminated zone. Outside the contaminated zone, it's possible that someone does. But
That's
inside
true.
the contaminated zone, there's not a huge interest in what's actually going on, or what did actually go on, or what's actually real. There just is, there's an awful lot of position taking. This is my position, and then staunchly supporting one's position
That's
without
true.
inquiry into whether or not it's true. This is our report from the floor.